He's gonna choke me here, right? I'll just die here. We're gonna just sit here and stare at each other for a while.
Here, now.
I'm doing damage to him now. Very little, but I am damaging him. He's not throwing crap at me anymore. Except the saber, of course. God damn it. I'm staying on the red stuff.
Show you true mastery of the dark side.
Okay, good. At least I got more health now when I engage him over here. Oh, crap. Come on. There we go. Now grab me and then I push him away. Alright. A few hits from behind. There we go. Oh, there's good damage there. Alright, that helped a lot. Oh shit, that hurt a lot. Oh, hit him from behind. There we go. Oh, nope, no one wants to do that. Oh, turn around. Boost. Damn it. I lost that fight. Ah. Okay. Now, give me your lightning. Oh shit. Didn't dodge that. Alright, lightning again. Dodge that. Almost got him. Just a little bit more. Oh crap. B. B. Oh, nice. Of course, we have to finish him in QTEs. Oh! Ouchie! X. Crap, I didn't realize I did this much damage. Wow. Damn. Vader got his ass kicked before the beginning of episode 4.
Yes, kill him. He was weak.
Look, kill him and you can take your rightful place at my side.
No!
Well, he's dead.
Help him!
What do I... Okay, Darth Vader, eliminate Darth Vader. What do I do? Oh, I'm supposed to defeat the Emperor, defeat Darth Vader? Is that my options? Did I actually have an option there? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. This is going to suck. Oh, my God. This already sucks. I can't swing. Stop attacking me, you asshole. Ow.
Your head makes you weak.
Crap, really? I should have gone with... I really had the option of either fighting Darth Vader or fighting the Emperor. If I did, I would have rather gone with Vader. I swear I would, as I don't think Vader would maybe fight these guys. It should have given... I wish it'd given me like an option, like, you know, like it would have set up there like an objective: fight Darth Vader or fight the Emperor. Ow. He's a cheapskate just like Vader too, throwing shit at me.
You should have killed him, Vader. You could have ruled by my side.
Well, I'm still got more health than him at the moment.
Still weak to embrace the dark side.
Okay, now I gotta do. Now I just gotta run. Gotta use this to block those. Okay, he's done. All right. What the hell? Again? Oh, sure. One comes right behind me. Of course he does. Okay, that one's dead. Get some health back, so that's good. Come on, really? I can't get out of this. God, I hate it when they combo and I can't defend. I can't, like, counter or run away. I missed. Let me up! Fuck! Stop with that shit. There, he's dead. If it goes to the screen so I can see you easily. Ow. Oh, he's gonna do this shit again. So I think it should be good here. Okay, here we go.
Your loyalty will destroy you.
Ah! Oh shit, he's doing this again. Bonk. Alright, he's out of shit. Ah, fuck, I thought he was out of shit to throw. Now I'm way behind on health.
You will never escape the dark side.
Okay, good. I can get these guys and get some health back here. And make sure that I kill them. Alright. Am I hitting the wall? Okay, he's down. That's health back. Alright, do some damage to him. Doing more than he's doing to me is with his electricity, so I'm on a roll here. Is he picking up shit again? No, we got more troops coming in. Good. Which means more health for me. Oh, nice. I doubled up on him. Alright, he's down. A lot of health back on that one.
You'll scream like your father.
Like my father. Apparently, obviously, you know him. Ow! Damn it. Come on, let me get up, you motherfucker! Have enough cooldown on those animations so I have a time to at least get up so I can get a chance to dodge it. Alright, you know what? One left. Alright, that should be it. Nope, you got one more left. Okay, there it is. There it goes. Alright. Charge. Charge. Damn it, again. One left. Almost got him. Here we go with this again. Shit, knew I hit the wrong button. X. Like I just like if I fail, it just backs me up a step. I leveled up.
Destined to destroy me. Do it. Give in to your hatred.
He's beaten. Let it go.
It's a trick. He's stronger than you know, and he deserves to die for what he's done to me.
Maybe so. But if you strike him down in anger, you'll be right back where you began.
Get Bale and the others out of here. I'll be right behind you.
Go! Hurry! Protect the senators!
They started doing QTEs here. One guy looks like he's running just holding his ass. I know he's got braces on, handcuffs on, but Warrior looks like he's running just holding his ass. Looks like he's got his hand on his ass. My recorder is lagging visually again. I hope I know I talked about this a lot. I hope it's just on the monitors and not actually recording like this, recording jumpy.
He is dead.
Then he is now more powerful than ever. He was meant to root out the rebels. His sacrifice will only inspire them.
But now we know who they are. I will hunt them down and destroy them. As you always intended, Master.
You must be relentless, Lord Vader. If even a single rebel survives, this alliance that we have unwittingly created will be our undoing.
What a foreshadowing, huh? I have a complaint about that scene too, and I'll get to that later.
He started. Then at last, the Rebel Alliance is born. Here. Tonight.
We need a flag to rally behind. A symbol. A symbol of hope.
And it just happens to be on the table they're standing at.
He's at last one with the Force.
You always knew who he was, didn't you?
I suspected, yes.
Then why did you help us? After all the things we'd done?
When he came to me in the bar. Among all his dark thoughts, I glimpsed one bright spot. One beautiful thing he held on to, even at the end.
What?
You.
That's as close as you're going to get to saying he loved her. You know. Even though the love plot wasn't really heavily looked at, you know, that's about as close as you're going to get to it. And that's it. That's Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 1. Force Unleashed 1. Okay. As always, I go through like a little review or like a look back on it to give my opinion on it. It seemed like the game was good for the first half the game. I mean, I'm talking. Okay, let me try to just go in order here because I've got lots of things in my mind. I don't really know where to start, so I'll just start like I normally do. Start from like just overall, or not overall, but one thing at a time. First thing I usually try to look at is graphics. Visually, I think the game looked really, really good. Everything looked very like it belonged to the Star Wars universe. All the technology and everything, all the locations. Downside to the graphics thing is they repeated a couple of locations. Craxus Prime, whatever that planet was, the sludge planet, and Felucia. We went back to those. We went to those places twice. Both of those planets twice each, and that was a little. I didn't like that very much. I wish they'd. I just wish they hadn't done that. That's all I'm going to say about that. The voice of Darth Vader, Matt Sloan, so it wasn't James Earl Jones. Okay, then. It's too bad. He did a good job of sounding like him, though. Anyway. Visually, the game looked really good. The only thing I didn't like was, like I said, the fact we revisited the same location twice, so you had a little bit too much duplication there. Audio-wise, everything sounded just like a Star Wars movie or a Star Wars game. The blazer blasters, the sound of the Death Star's laser cannon. I apologize if you hear my cat in the background again. She's being bitchy. The saber sounds, everything sounded just like it came fresh out of the Star Wars universe. So the sounds were really good. Again, can't say anything about music. To the gameplay was good for the most part. My issues came later in the game. Well, my first issue was that second boss fight against the Jedi with the staff and the robotic legs, kind of whatever his name was. He had such a long, confusing name. I can't remember what it was, but it was the second boss. Obviously, the first time we went to the sludge world. That fight was a serious pain in the ass. First of all, I couldn't score any saber hits on him. It was extremely difficult to score any saber hits on him. He always seemed to be able to defend it or be able to use. And he used force push a lot, and it was a force push that I just could not avoid. Whereas later on, I don't know if it's because maybe I didn't quite have the talent myself to avoid it, whereas I did later in the game, or maybe I don't know. I couldn't seem to avoid his force push, and that was doing a lot of damage. And then I ended up having to essentially cheese the game, if you will. I don't want to say cheat, because it's not really cheating if it's in the game, if it's actually available to do in the game. More like cheesing the game by shocking him, and then while he was shocked, force pushing him off the edge, and then just repeating that loop over and over and over again. I didn't like how whenever I had to fight Stormtrooper 2, Steve Blum, I know that name. Steve Blum is Grunt from Mass Effect 2 and 3. I didn't like the fact that I did like the kind of like the stages as you fight, almost like each boss had like separate forms kind of thing. I did like that because it means if let's say you beat an enemy's third of his health, and then say you lose about half his health, you lose the fight. You can go back in and still have to only do 2/3 of the fight. That's fine. I really like that. I have no problem with that whatsoever. What I don't like is on the second fight, the reason that Jedi would bring in that junk Titan, and I have to fight him. He was essentially the Titan was essentially the checkpoint between each fight. I didn't care for that. If the boss is going to have multiple forms or multiple checkpoints, or, points in his health that I wouldn't have to fight again. You understand what I'm saying? If they're going to do it that way, make it just that boss. I did not like how he kept bringing in that Titan. Now, alternately compared to the Emperor, I didn't mind the Emperor suddenly being shielded and bringing in a bunch of enemies for me to fight in order for me to recover my health, because the Emperor did a lot of damage. That kind of thing is okay. I know it probably seems like I'm kind of countering myself when I'm saying this, but I don't mind that. The boss takes a break and brings in some small minions for the fight, as opposed to essentially if you were fighting two bosses in that one match, and that just wasn't cool. So that's what I say about that fight. Now later on, I was having problems. Okay, throughout the game, one of the things I want to have an issue with is walking into invisible walls. I'd be walking along a flat platform, and suddenly Starkiller would just start running in place because there was like a small part of the floor or something that was just leveled up enough that he couldn't step up over it or anything like that. So he was just running up against against that invisible wall there, and that's just poor programming. That's just poor programming. I mean, you should be able to walk up a small platform. Now, if you need to jump, that's a different story. But if you're walking along even if it's just a slightly inclined platform, like a lot of those platforms were on Felucia, you had like a part of it was a ramp essentially went up. If you hit that ramp just in the wrong spot, Starkiller would stop halfway up the ramp and just be running in place because the boundaries of the map were too high and they were blocking his movement. That's again just poor programming. I also, like I did mention this a few times, I did not like having to, I did not like the way he jumped. Whenever the character would jump in the air, and then as soon as he reached the apex of his jump, he would speed back to the ground. So what I'm saying is, his speed to return to the ground was always faster than the way he came up. And I thought that was just stupid. I don't think that's right at all, because especially if you're trying to make across a gap, and you're just slightly short of the gap, and the gravity pulls you back down that quick, you don't have time to adjust and reach the edge. Whereas if normally if the gravity pulls you down, you're able to take that enough time to land on the platform. With gravity pulling you that quick, you just go right back down, and it's just too fast. Your returning to the ground is just too fast. The jumping mechanic itself wasn't bad. It was double jump. I wish you could have improved it. I wish it was like an ability you could have improved with some of your stats, some of your magic talents, not magic, but force talents that you get later on. I wish you could have improved the jump, so you maybe could have jumped a little bit higher, or maybe a little bit farther forward. Find your code of the Founders of the Alliance. No bonus objectives. I was, only about 9,000 points short of the force point thing, and I got a lot of the holocrons. I got almost half of them. Okay, that's not bad. Enemies defeated. Imperial Gunner. Purge Trooper, 1 droid, 2 ATSTs, a Darth Vader, and I didn't credit for defeating the Emperor. Okay. Cinematic unlock, concept unlock, costume unlock, force power unlock. Okay. Well, the jumping mechanic was fine. I wish you could have improved it. Again, the jumping mechanic itself, the double jump was fine. I wish, like I said, you could have improved it, mainly to make up for that sudden drop that you just fall out of the sky with. The dash was okay too. I guess the dash was supposed to make up for that little error. So if you're making a double jump and you didn't quite make it, you could dash to make sure you make the rest of the distance. I guess that sort of makes up for the sudden pulling out of the air when you stop jumping. While the dash was fine, I still don't like the sudden pull out of the air. As far as the gameplay later on, I believe the difficulty kind of ramped up kind of quick, and I really didn't like how strong some of the enemies became. Specifically the Purge Troopers. I really hated those guys. I know that most of the troopers in the game were supposed to be normal humans, normal people, normal troopers, whatever. and they would obviously be, it would be too easy to just go through the game and blow everybody around with push or throw them around with grip and all that. So you needed an enemy that was immune to those kind of abilities. The Purge Troopers, again, I understand the need for having enemies that were immune to being able to just being picked up and tossed around like a rag doll. So so I understand why they had the Purge Troopers do that, but they were almost too powerful. They were almost too much to be normal soldiers. I don't know. I guess it's just me. I didn't like them. They were immune to push and grasp and all that, but you were able to stun them with your lightning abilities. But when they came out of the stun, they were able to basically fight. They were able to counter your saber. They were able to put up a shield to block it, and then they countered back, which was another thing I didn't like was the countering, especially of the enemies. You couldn't counterattack whenever they were in a combo of their own. They would start going to a 3 or 4 hit combo, and you couldn't block it or break it or dodge out of it. And once they started into the combo, you might as well just sit there and watch your health bar deplete, because they just kept going at it. You could not block or defend or break the combo. What I would want there is, if you can't suddenly start being able to block while they're in a combo, be able to at least dodge out of it or something. Because I mean, you have a limited health bar. And when they start comboing up like that, they're going to take out all your health too quickly. And I didn't like that. I appreciated the fact that they put in, really intimidating enemies like the ATST, but they still made them beatable without a whole lot of extreme effort or extreme strategy. So I was okay with that. You see the ATST coming, you think, oh shit, I'm screwed. Especially when they started firing those rapid fire lasers at you, and you weren't able to deflect them all in time. So you had to run up there real fast and shock it, or start just wailing away with your saber, trying to stay in air so the stomp didn't hurt you. So I was actually okay with the ATST. Well, most of them. Some of the ones were kind of a pain in the ass. The thing was the first one. It was the one that I had where that wasn't the first. It was one when I returned to I think it was the Wookiee homeworld. I think it was Kashyyyk, when Starkiller saw his father for the first time, I guess you could say. He went back into his home where he was recruited, if you will, by Darth Vader. That planet there, that location. I had trouble with that ATST, and I was kind of surprised when it just disappeared. It just kind of vanished out of thin air. And I know I didn't do enough damage to kill it yet. But whatever. I did like the way you could actually use the force powers to pick up stuff up, and if you're having trouble with a big enemy, you could use that to toss them around. So again, I guess that kind of counters the Purge Troopers and their being immune to push and grip and stuff. Is you can pick up an object and throw it at them. So I guess that counters. I guess that makes up for that. So I guess I really shouldn't complain about that. What I thought was really cool was the Star Destroyer scene. I really thought it was awesome that you were able to pull the Star Destroyer out of the sky and it could crash into the planet. I like the way they did it too. I mean, you had to use the controller to actually pull the ship, make it turn toward the planet, and then use the controls to pull down. And then you had to decide how long to hold the controls down to make sure you kept yourself alive while the TIE fighters came in to try to shoot you and kill you. So you had to mix both, your strategies with just the pure raw strength and awesomeness of pulling a Star Destroyer out of the sky, which is that was just ultimate badassness right there. That was really cool. Hence why it's probably called Unleashed. You just do so much. Your force powers they're incredibly powerful. Alternately to that, really this game, in its makeup and design, is really not too dissimilar from the Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy games. For those of you familiar with what I'm referring to, is a pair of PC games that came out on the Quake 3 engine. I'm not really sure when, but it was back when the Quake 3 engine was really, really heavily used by a lot of first-person shooter games. And Jedi Outcast followed the role of a former Jedi that became a Jedi again, named Kyle Katarn. And then you in the sequel to that game, the game I'm referring to is Jedi Outcast 2. Actually, Jedi Outcast 1 was the same storyline, but it was done. It wasn't done with the Quake 3 engine. It was done differently. I never actually played the first game. I just know that Kyle Katarn was in it. In Jedi Outcast 2, you follow Katarn again, starting with the fact that he abandoned his Force abilities, his Jedi abilities. Because he fell to the dark side or something. In order for him to break out of the dark side, he just let them all go. I'm assuming that's how it works. I think it's how Jedi Outcast 1 ended, because that's what makes sense to me. I know he was once a Jedi. I've played Jedi Outcast 2. I know I'm going through the storyline a little bit. Spoilers here. I apologize for that. I don't know the detail. I don't remember that much details, but I'm just going for what I remember. Jedi Outcast starts with Kyle Katarn with having no lightsaber, no Force abilities at all. And then after his girlfriend, I guess, or his friend, a female friend, gets captured, in order to defeat his new opponent, he has to get his Force powers back. And then you learn your Force powers all over again. Jump, get your Force jump, Force lightning, Force grip, push, pull. So you get all the Force abilities pretty much that you got here in this game. You didn't get Force repulse. That was constricted to this game. Lightning, push, pull. That's why I said when I was tossing people around left and right, it reminded me of Jedi Outcast, because I used to do that all the time. I'd get to the Force pick up, just pick and push, pick up, drop, drop them off of ledges and stuff. Loved it. That was just so much fun. Saves you a lot of time having to fight them, especially because when you grab them, they start panicking, so they drop their weapons, so they have nothing to shoot you with. So, anyway, getting back to this game. This was very similar to that in many ways, with the exception of it was a platformer as opposed to a shooter. You had a lot of jumping puzzles and stuff you had to solve here. And your Force powers were kind of boosted by by the design. Overall, it's not a bad game. The bugs are a distraction. The controls, while not bad, could be better. The gameplay was pretty good, like I said. Graphics looked great. Sound was good. The sound effects were good. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. I mean, I did one other complaint I mentioned during the cutscene there. I don't understand how Darth Vader was able to be alive without his helmet. Because if you remember, at the end of Star Wars number 6, which was the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, Vader asked Luke to take his mask off. Spoilers in case you haven't seen a movie that's like 20 years old, right? But anyway, Vader asks Luke to help him take his mask off so he could see him with his own eyes. Quote, I'm quoting the line there. Without his mask, Vader couldn't breathe, obviously. Now, why was Vader able to breathe there without his mask? It's probably not that big of a deal, but to me, it's just sort of a consistency error. Why were they able to let him be able to breathe without his mask he wasn't able to breathe in Return of the Jedi. That's just a minor thing there. Now, I wish at the end I had known, because with the last part there before I actually went to fight the Emperor was standing over to the left, and down below was Vader. Now, did I actually have the option there to go fight one or the other? I didn't know, because I thought all I could see on the screen was just on the map was just my arrow pointing in the direction of the Emperor. So maybe my only option was to go after the Emperor. I don't know. Does that mean you get an alternate ending if you jump off and go fight Vader? I have no idea. I got enough time. What I'll do is I'll give that a try. If I can reload the save right about that point, I'll go ahead and make that a bonus episode. So, as far as my review goes, the game overall I would say is okay. It's an okay game. I wish the bugs that were in it were better. One big complaint that I had: the checkpoint system. I really, really hated the checkpoint system. I hate when you complete like part of an objective, at least, or even if you just complete like one part of a multi-part objective. Checkpoint system was at best sad. There's nothing more irritating to a player than getting progress at some point and suddenly dying and then having to do that progress all over again. Especially if it's a difficult boss or a difficult progress. Especially irritated me when the first time I was on Raxus Prime, I think the name of the Sludge World, whatever it's called. And I was at the point where I had to figure out how to get that large metal plate to end up being a walkway so I could cross the chasm. I died there so many times because I couldn't figure out where to go. Okay, back up a second here. It frustrated me because every time I died there a lot just because I had trouble. But every time I did, I lost all the progress that I had made to that point, including being able to turn on that first little jet engine. I had to watch each one of those cutscenes again. So every time I reached the chasm, the camera would pan around the chasm so you could see there was a deep place to go and all that. And then once I turned on the engine had to fire, and you had to see that cutscene. And then there was the first Junk Titan that appeared right after you turned on the engine. You had to watch the cutscene of that thing build up. You couldn't skip those cutscenes. So again, irritation number one there. 2, if you'd lost the Junk Titan or you fell trying to get somewhere, which again the jumping mechanic killed me a lot there too. I would like fall off the side or something, and or like walk off an edge, and because gravity pulls you down so fast, you don't have time to react to get yourself back up. Or you'll hit a spot where Starkiller was just in that jumping animation because you were on a spot that wasn't exactly flat land. So he would like stand there kind of hovering like that, and then gravity would kick in, and you just flying, you're just suddenly being sucked down into the dead zone. So checkpoint system could have been better because I got tired of having to do the same spot over and again, and especially seeing the same cutscenes over and over again. Those were really irritating. And they weren't skippable. The cutscenes were not skippable. The second thing I want to say is the targeting system could have been better. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible, but it could have been better. Especially in the battles where you weren't in a third-person perspective behind Starkiller. It was like an arena view, kind of like the battle in just any out of those boss battles. But the biggest example I want to give of the one I was having trouble with was the last battle against Darth Vader. Which leads me to another bug that I'll get to, another complaint I'll get to in a second. But that, since you couldn't turn the camera or quite turn Starkiller to face the target good enough, he would always be just a little bit off. So when he tried to launch his attacks at Darth Vader, he'd miss, and that would obviously use up force. It would be wasting force abilities. So those kind of things were irritating. So what I would have liked to have seen, at least in the third-person perspective, when we weren't in the one camera following everything mode, basically the boss cameras, if you will, when you were just in the third-person mode, that your targeting was based on your camera, not where Starkiller was facing. So, because there was times when Starkiller was facing the camera, and I was looking at what I wanted him to target, when I wanted him to use a force grab on a plant or on an item or something, but that's what I wanted him to grab. Well, turning the camera didn't do it. I had to turn Starkiller to face the general direction of that item and hope that a little blue reticle appeared so I could actually pick up the item. I would have liked to have been camera targeting instead of physical targeting by the player. And that leads me to the final complaint I had about the targeting system, was the bugs in the last battle. The second to last battle against Darth Vader. Oh my God, how many times did I have trouble with that? First of all, the whole battle was bullshit. You could not dodge the things that Vader was throwing at you. Running didn't do it help. Jumping didn't help. Double jumping didn't help. Jumping and dashing didn't help. Blocking, I think reduced the damage, but it still didn't help. The only way to have actually apparently countered Vader's attempts to throw something at you was to hit him with your own force abilities, which was usually force or thunder or lightning. Now the problem with that goes back to what I was talking about targeting. It was easy to do when Starkiller was on the platform right here in front of the screen, and you were able to turn him enough to actually target Vader and hit him with your attacks. But once the metal was broken, you didn't want to stand on the force field and take damage. You had to stand on one of the corners or behind him or something. You couldn't turn Starkiller just the right spot to guarantee that you were hitting Vader with your attacks, and that got frustrating. that and these and whatever that glitch was that caused Vader to just stand there and do nothing and not be able to take damage. I was able to. You saw a couple of times. I jumped onto that center platform, and normally he would always just grab me and start choking me. Well, I jumped on that platform, started trying to attack him, and he would take no damage whatsoever, no matter what I did. So I don't know what I don't know if maybe the testers or the debug team just gave up like near the end of the game, but there were a lot of bugs near the middle to end game that were nothing short of irritating. So, especially when it came to camera control and end game stuff. Okay, so to wrap up my thoughts for the final time, overall, okay game. Not the best game in the world. Certainly not the best Star Wars game in the world. I played this for the channel mostly because I had played it before and I did like it when I played it. Again, save for the bugs that I had to deal with then too, which are pretty much the same ones I dealt with now. But also, like I said during the series, they just recently released for Games of Gold or the Xbox Live. They just recently released the Force Unleashed 2, and I want to play that as well. And I've never played that at all, so it's going to be a pure blind run, 100% blind run, because I've never played it at all. So which brings up a question: if Starkiller died here, who are we going to be playing as in 2? So we'll see there. I will go back after I finish this episode here and try to work my way to that last checkpoint. Hopefully, I won't have to fight. I won't have to do too much game. I don't have to play too much to get to that point. And if I actually can choose to fight Vader instead, you'll see a bonus episode following this episode, showing you the alternate fight at least. I don't know if there'll be an alternate ending, but alternate fight at least with Vader. So if you see a bonus episode after this episode, then you'll know that there's obviously something different that was available to me at that point. If you don't see a bonus episode, then this will be the last episode. I'll go ahead and wrap it up now. This has been Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see all the episodes of this show, and check out the links at the end of this video for more of my videos, and thanks so much for watching. I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade. I'll see you later.